guys, it's Chris, and this bad boy is my Super Amithlon machine. Those are some vinyl stickers. Yep, they're a little dusty, but you know, this is already built, and I've covered probably 4 to 5 videos on how to build an Amithlon machine. This is based off an older 8-bit VP6. It's a dual processor Pentium 3 1 gigahertz. I bought this brand new 52,000 years ago. Didn't get much use, it was just sitting around doing nothing, so I figured I'd make it into a Amithlon machine. It has an Adaptec SCSI card, an Ethernet card, a video card, a 5.2 gigabyte optical magneto disk drive, a compact PD 650, cartridge/CD, a 3.5 and a 5.25, a SD card reader, USB FireWire, and I think that's about it. Let's get it fired up. The noise you're hearing upstairs is Mona vacuuming. Let's get to it. It's set up. Getting the first boot. I plugged the speakers directly into here. I grabbed a couple of my CDs because you know I burned 300 when I was learning to build Amithlon. I left it on the mat so I can slide it if needed. You'll see here I have a 32-bit BGRA backdrop. We're in accelerated graphics mode. We have a 3-com Ethernet 3C509TX 10100 Ethernet. It runs at 100 meg. Hardware-wise, using a PCI scan, we have a VIA Technologies 691. We have AGP graphics. Woohoo! 2 USB 2 controllers. We're rocking a Sound Blaster Live 5.1 with a game port. And we have a GeForce MX 400 graphics card, which is hardware accelerated and supported. Now I went over before in the previous videos how to get this far, how to get an RTG system, USB, CD-ROM, the basics. What I've done from there, now this is up to you, I burned 3,847 CDs of various programs, musics, tools, and then I would need something else and burn a new disc. Once I got USB working, it is as simple as inserting a thumb drive and having it pop up on the screen. You're going to see I have a bunch of stuff already on here. Now the benchmarks are not as accurate as they should be. It's going to say it's a Amiga 1000 or something like that. It still looks like dookie. It helps if you actually enable Mode Pro. I forgot to turn it on. Anyway, sysinfo 4.4 Amithlon, my machine with the noise. Let's hit speed again, 1,335 times faster than an Amiga 600, 737 MIPS, 287.29 megaflops, 706,503 dry stones, Pentium 3. PC 0's there so I can read floppies. PC floppies, not Amiga floppies. Okay, games. So here we go, Quake Demo. We're going to run it in the lowest resolution it can be. I don't know, PAL high res? I don't know what it was in. Will it run in that resolution? I don't know. So PAL high res seems to be running quite well. I don't know if I'll be able to see the times on here. We'll see. Time. 26.2 frames per second, 37 seconds. Wow. But it's not an ARM processor at quad 2 gigahertz, 2.1 gigahertz. It's a 1,000 megahertz Pentium 3. Not bad for what it is. Okay, so I think I got sound done. Sounds handled through AHI. Diablo. This is Devolution X. Hit and cancel on Mode Pro. I should just disable it. See here on the hard drive, she's just ramping up here. It's a 500 meg pack file it has to load. This looks weird, but it doesn't. It's just it's Mode Pro because I hit cancel. It's not in the full screen. I could promote it. This will look weird. The game itself will be in full screen. There we go. That's Diablo. I can play it just like normal. Oh, Tanya's still in here. Sounds great. Audio's loading. Remember, it's an Amiga.
Thank goodness you returned. Much has changed since you lived here, my friend.
Great. But I mean, the game is totally playable.
Let's rock. Dang, where's the only bad internet day for shooting up my ride?
Alright, how's the sound to clicking? Ready? Pretty accurate. I mean, it is a damn PC. So, Duke Nukem works fine. Sound emulation is spot on because it's hardware. It's just a matter of getting the AHI configured, and that is through the SysPref's AHI that you will put on yourself. And I have to go through whatever one. Music unit is unique. Usually I stick to the sound card that's listed. Mine is EMU10K, which is the Sound Blaster 128 Pro that I have in here. Let's play my song, see if it plays. Drums are correct. You know that sound. That's my intro sound. You'll hear some right here, my old exit. That's my old exit tune. I haven't heard that in a while. I'm going to give it a listen. Credits will be rolling by. Watch these two other videos. So AHI is a pain in the babushka. That is Amiga Amp. Amiga Amp I have using Unit 0. So networking wise, you saw I browsed the web. I will launch Miami, which is my TCP IP stack. Then I could mount my Amiga stuff. There it is. Here's my network. SMB mounter, Rob Cranley. Great program, Rob. WHDLOAD.de. We're going to download the WHDLOAD user package. WHDLOAD user, unpack the RAM, install WHDLOAD, intermediate, proceed. Install the latest WHDLOAD, just unarchive it to RAM. You want to install the EUAE archive, which I'll link below. And there is another cool thing called EUAE load, which I'll link below, on Aminet. What you do is you install this, right? It relies on the two archives being in RAM, not installed. It'll install them all for you now. Now what happens is, on your system drive, you will get a folder called EUAE load. And what you do is you take a WHDLOAD game, for example, Cannon Fodder. I run install game. I drag this here, and I say OK. Cannon Fodder's been installed. Cool. It's already installed, it's just configuring it for EUAE. Now, this is a Pentium 3. It is not fast. EUAE emulating an Amiga custom chipset is gonna suck. That's not what Amithlon was for. But we'll give it a go. It's gonna run in a window, and it's gonna be sucky at best. Looks like Dookie. Oh God. Clicking it just to get into the game. I'm not even in full screen. I could run it in full screen. Pentium 4, this will probably be fine. But wow, sucking dogs. But does it work? Yes, it works. It's total, slow, and garbage. Skippy. It's not a buffer sound thing because it doesn't have that in the Amithlon. Whew. Holy Christmas. Clicking the center mouse button and just quitting because that is horrid. Wow, that's crap. But that's how you do it. You can install apps the same way that require the custom chipsets. So that is UAE games. They're not great. WHDLOADs, you know, I have Cannon Fodder, Super Stardust, and that's what I put on there. WHDLOAD is here. That was my installer. I can get rid of that now. I don't need it. Super Stardust, if I wanted to install it, I would run EUAE load, install game, drop the icon, say OK, and it's done. Say no, then I can launch the game. This is AGA game. I don't have a controller hooked up, but you get the idea. It is crap. Playable? Not really. So that is your basics of advanced Amithlon. It works. It's pretty cool. And if you're going to run whatever, it's great. Now, how long did it take me to set all this up while I'm waiting? It took the normal build time, about 30 minutes to set up Amithlon, because I'm pretty good at getting that crap running. So give yourself an hour if you're new and following instructions along. On one of my previous videos, Snake Bitten does another one. He's like our de facto go-to guy for modern 2021, 2022 Amithlon stuff. All the files, drivers, resources, he uses it regularly. I myself use it regularly. Sort of, yep. All the programs you're going to install, once you get the USB done, you can transfer back and forth on a USB drive, or load up 8,000 CDs and copy stuff that way. I mean, there's a million ways to transfer files to the system. Networking seems to be the easiest for me because I can just drag and drop. You will have crashes. It's not perfect. Any emulator is just that. Amithlon does allow the emulator to have direct access to the hardware, so you're not limited with emulating something like a video card. It's direct access to the hardware. That is great. This is old technology. This is 2000, 2001 that has been patched. Latest is 2010, so we're still 12 years old. That's pretty new in Amiga land. I've been doing this for, right here on this box, about 3 or 4 hours. I had to take a break to get a coffee. That is now cold. I had to take a break to find my installs and links and all the information that I'll link down below in the description, so you can put the slow EUAE and the WinUAE modder for EUAE on Amithlon to have slow games. If you have a Pentium 4 system, it's probably going to run a lot better. The trick with that installer, I'll go over real quick, is when you're installing EUAE load, when you install it here, English, you have to name your archive directory exactly what it says here, which is E-UAE-0829 WIP4. I did that, and then it's fine. Without it, it'll crash because it's looking for the wrong directory. I don't know. Okay, so I installed a couple more things here. Anyway, Lightwave 5, we're going to click Assigns. We're going to tune this back to icons only, and we're going to run Lightwave. Now, by default, it's going to be in the mode that it's in, which is whatever. Anyway, it's in a weird mode, so I have to mode promote it, right? Left Amiga M. Alright, so we're going to run mode pro. Left Amiga P. We're going to say enable mode promotion. Save it. But then we're going to go to program names. We're going to add a program. And we're going to say select program. It is Lightwave. We're going to tell it a screen mode built in. Let's do 800 by 600 8-bit. That's cool. Save. I'm going to reboot. My apologies, I'm zoomed in too much. With it, with Lightwave set, I can now go into work. I'm going to go to Lightwave, double click Assigns because I rebooted. Double click Lightwave. It should promote it to the 800 by 600 screen mode, and I should be able to see it. There it is. 800 by 600, nice and clear. There we go. It's, it's okay. And like anything, I have to reboot 8,476 times. Building an Amithlon system, a Pimiga system, an emulation system, WinUAE, FSUAE, Amisys, Amikit. There's a lot of work that goes into it. Don't expect a turnkey solution that's going to work for you, boop, like Pimiga does, like Amikit XE does, like Amisys does, like Amiga Forever does, that kind of stuff, because they're base level. If you're building your own, you can see about going through all the crap. Like I said, it's a hit or a miss if you're going to be able to run this. You saw how I did Lightwave 5. It does run. You can load scenes. I have to figure out the render windows. It is all the Mode Pro type stuff where you're going to have to set screen resolutions for various things, but this works. Is it the fastest kit on the field? No. Remember, this is a Pentium 3. I'm rocking an old Amithlon system. If I would have tossed this on that AMD Athlon XP, whew, it would have been so much nicer. Does my CD-ROM work? Yeah, I'll put Amiga OS3.9 in there. And you'll see it pop up on the screen in a second. Still gotta get my AHI thing done. There's the CD-ROM. And I can browse the CD. You can see the lights flickering, and You can see how this gets very in-depth very quick. Basically, it's just sitting here copying programs and installing stuff, crashing, see what works, what doesn't work, rebooting. Is this going to be your holy grail that's going to smoke your Pi 400? Not really. Remember, this is 2000 technology. Bernd Meyer and his accomplices built this long ago, and that was the last we heard of it. Amithlon 2 was supposed to come out. It looked way better, but all that is lost to history now. Nobody knows whatever. Nobody's seen it. Bernd is the only one who got it, and he's disappeared from the earth. I can play games. I can play Diablo. I have full access to a whole boatload of software. This is all Amiga software, like AdPro, Cygnus Editor, Directory Opus 4. There it is, all pre-configured buttons, different than mine. But here's my Directory Opus, is my own. I turned on the screen promoter, so my screen looks different. Eric Schwartz, the Amiga song, and it would play just fine. And it would, be in a window. If I launched, I could be in full screen or whatever I want. Turn open Image Effects, release 4.0. We're going to open it in 1024 by 768, 16-bit. Take a second to do its Mode Pro stuff, and then there we go. She took a second to load there. AWeb. There's AWeb. Can I go to a website? Aminet.net. There's Aminet. Loads just fine. I put MSSL on myself. So don't think of this video as more of a tutorial on what to do or how to do this. You're going to have to make it your own way. I'm just showing you what this can do. Can it do a lot of stuff? Yeah. Can it not do a lot of stuff? Of course. It's not designed to really emulate the Amiga custom chipset. Most of the programs, believe it or not, don't. Sound we can get through AHI and a nice sound blaster. In some instances, it sounds way superior to the old Paula when you can crank the hertz up a lot, especially with music. Networking, like I said, I do all of my own through SMB Mounter, Rob Cranley, and he made SMB Mounter. AWeb, Miami, get on the network. Same old, 3.9 tools, edit pad. We have the Play CD, which will play audio CDs. Eagle Player, I put Go ADF on there because I love that little program. And Trident for my USB management. It's all part of Poseidon. It's all part of the original instructions that I set up. So can this do a lot of stuff? Yes. It can play games. It can play WHDLOADs through the EUAE configuration and that little nice installer thing I showed you. I'll link it all in the description below. It's a very powerful Amiga that's on an old PC. I will fire up my AMD Athlon XP machines, which are way faster than this sucker. It's the equivalent of the Pentium 4 era. This is a P3 1 gigahertz. And then I'll have to try the same scenario with configuring an environment for that with EUAE and WinUAE. It's not that hard once you get the hang of it. The problem is you're going to crash a lot. You're going to fail. It's going to make you angry. That's the Amiga way, but it's nice to do this on ancient hardware. Have a weekend about it. Next thing you know, you're sitting here in your basement and it's been 6 hours and you're still shooting the same video. So that about wraps it up for me on the more what Amithlon can do. I don't know if I've shown everything because I have so many footages and cuts and reboots and crashes and figuring out where I put something and copying files from the network. Just like you're going to do. It's a full-blown computer that I've pimped out with custom stickers and made it look really cool. And I really enjoy it. It's giving new life to old hardware, and that's kind of what I do. Look for the groups on Facebook, Snake Bitten's blog on his website, which I'll link in the description below. My previous Amithlon build videos on how I set them up on Intel and AMD processors from the 2000 to 2014-ish, 15 era hardware. You can do this. If not, parts are really cheap on eBooker. Thank you for watching. I hope this helps you, and I hope you learned something.